Hi everybody, Patty Ann. Welcome again to my basement studio. Today I'm going to show you what you need to get started for the next project we're going to do. This is like a two-for-week. I'm doing not only the little Moda recipe cards, but I'm also going to show you how to do this flour pounding. So let's look down here so I can get started to show you what you'll need. Okay, this is just an old bag that I have my supplies in, but before I show you that stuff, why don't I show you what you'll make with flour pounding. This is one of my very first examples that I ever made, and one of the things that I'm not real thrilled about, but most people say that it doesn't bother them, is the bleeding over that I had with my flours because the flours were a little bit too mushy that I had pounded, or the stem was. It was a little too fleshy. But these happen to have been red roses, and look at the color they turned out. You just never know what you're going to get from your flowers. But what I did then after I did the flour pounding was I went and embellished it with thread painting, which I will show you how I did. And then I also did stippling out here in the border. So that's one example. Okay. Another example, this one was a daylily. And I think it may have been orange, and look at the color that it turned out, kind of a lavendery purple color. And again, I thread painted on it. I like to use really bright shiny threads to help embellish it, and then some blacks for outlines. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you don't like to thread paint right here, you can get what's known as a Pigma pen. Let's see if I can grab one over here real quick. No. Oh shoot. Well, anyway, it looks like a magic marker, but it's a Pigma pen. So it's a little different than a Sharpie. You can look them up online, or I'll have a link down below so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's another one. And this one I really liked. It's not quite finished yet, and I really love using batiks like this as the border. I always use like an off-white color. That's because that's what I like. And that's the fabric that's been pre-treated, and I'll explain that to you in just a second. But on this one, not only did I do the pounding and got color here, but I also embellished it with a little bit of Inktense pencils and Inktense blocks. And then I did the thread painting. So let me show you what some of those other things are that you might need or want. Okay, first of all, you'll need a cutting board. And I have a very large one that I use that I actually think I got at a yard sale or something. Now it's really not going to be damaged too much other than you're going to be hitting it with a hammer, but you will have it protected with some wrap. And that's something I forgot to get out, and I don't have it right now. You need Glad Press and Seal. Nothing else. Press and seal. It must be that, because that's what works the best. Okay, in addition to your cutting board and your Glad Press and Seal, you will need a hammer. Okay, and you need, here are the two things that I had talked about, the Inktense blocks and the Inktense pencils. And let me get rid of my bag because it's kind of distracting. The Inktense blocks and pencils. What's really neat about these are that they're like water-soluble ink pencils or ink blocks, so that I can color. These look like the old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but the pastels I used to use. But I can color on fabric like this. And if I get it wet, I have water, yeah, I have plain water here. If I get it wet, look what can you see what happens? It spreads and kind of turns into a paint, okay? And that will be steadfast or whatever after you iron it. So if I want to embellish something, I can put these Inktense pencils or the Inktense blocks. I can use that on it, and then wet it to maneuver it around. And for the maneuvering, I can use paint brushes, but if I don't have paint brushes, then I can just go ahead and use some swabs, cotton swabs. I think these are available at like Michael's or maybe Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure. I think I bought one of mine there. But anyway, you can, I'll have a link to them down below so you can keep track of what they are. Okay, so the other thing that you'll need, now, remember, these are optional. You don't need these to start doing the project. This is optional. Okay, but the thing that you will need, kind of, is the Bubble Jet 2000. And the reason why you need this is because you have to pre-treat your fabric so that it really takes the dyes from the flowers well. Now, this you can purchase online. I haven't seen it anywhere locally in my area for about $17 or $18. And this is, well, I forget. I can't see how big it is right this offhand. But anyway, $17 or $18. But I'm going to show you later today how you can make your own cheap seat kind of Bubble Jet 2000. Now, if you don't like messing around and you just want to purchase it, I'll have a link to it down below and you can get it that way or look for it locally in your area. But if you want to make your own, tune in later today and I'll have the recipe for you. So that's it for now. See you soon to do some really cool flower pounding.